Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson and Jim Jonas with a special episode of Veterans in Politics. We're here live with Vem Miller's parents, Benji and Silva. But before we get to Vem Miller's parents, they're going to talk about the harassment by the LVMPD. But before we get to that, Jim, you have any rants?
No, actually I don't. I'm very excited for this special episode. I want to thank both of you for coming in and being willing to be interviewed. It's going to be an interesting episode because one of the things, like Stephen and I, despite popular belief, we're not advocates. We just want to get the word out and educate people. And that's why we've been doing this together for 17 years. So it'll be very educational. Understand, and one of the things in the intro is understand your rights. So you both are going to be able to explain some things to individuals that have, in my opinion, have had their rights violated. And it's going to be very interesting. And I don't like to talk that much. I like to learn. My thing has always been, I don't lose, I learn.
Okay.
So that's, and I just appreciate you both very much for coming in.
Yeah. Silva, please, ladies first. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Vem's mother, and my background is nursing. I was working as a nurse at registered level, like RN, and I worked in emergency rooms, in operation rooms, in surgical rooms. So I had very exciting kind of profession in my life, and quick thinking was very important because once you have, the patient right in front of you, all you think about saving life, and then people around you, like parents, husbands, spouses, relatives, they are in a very anxious mood. Mm-hmm. And while you are thinking critically about saving life, those parents, you have also to kind of put them in a peaceful and relaxing mood. Mm-hmm. So being relaxing and working towards keeping everyone like relaxed and focusing on your profession, it takes a lot of thinking. I have saved lives in hospitals, in churches, in the streets, during private parties, like you don't know when emergency happens. So on Sunday, I was in my room, a very small room.
Hold on just a sec. Benji, could you give us a bio? And then we're going to get right back to you.
Okay. I am Vem's father. And my profession has been, I'm a mostly university professor. And my specialization is economics and finance. And throughout my life, I'm now retired, but more than 50 years I've been in post-secondary and university education system. And together on Sunday, we had some unpleasant events that took place. And now my wife will explain, and then I will give my account.
Sure.
So if you don't mind, just for viewers and listeners, noticing some accent. So what country of origin are you both from?
We're good with that.
Okay.
We're good with that.
Okay.
So, yeah. Silva, could you explain what happened here in Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas on Sunday, October the 13th, I was studying in my room, reading and taking notes. All of a sudden, I saw a flashlight. And the flashlight was very strong, and it was moving right and left. So I went to the direction of the window. The window was closed, but the abajur,
The shades. Shades.
Yeah, the shade was open. So I went towards the window. When I went towards the window, I saw this person with a flashlight and coming closer to the window. Because I lived in war country, Lebanon, and during the war, I was an RN in emergency room and medical room, and also the coronary care unit room, where we treated like heart patients. My mind almost went to this war in Lebanon. I said, is this real or it is not real? Is this like Halloween that came very early, or what is happening? Like my mind traveled very fast. And then when I heard this man saying, open the door, open the door, open the door, he came closer to the window and he knocked it. I went ahead and I closed the shade. Then my husband said, Silva, what is happening? I said, I don't know if this is a haunted house or a bad dream or we are in a war or it's a reality. Like my mind, like I'm so used to thinking like very hard to come to a solution. Like I always focus on solutions. He said, oh, the person is now at the front door and using this light. Open the door, open the door. We didn't communicate. Then he went towards we have a room close to the kitchen with a window. He went there. Then he went back to the room that I was studying. Finally, he left. In the morning, I saw a card with his name on it, telephone number, and email address. But there was no instruction. Like, he didn't say call me or email me.
Okay.
So I left it as is, and I didn't take any action.
Do you remember his name?
His name is Tullio Pendulo.
And where did he come from?
He comes from Southern Nevada Counterterrorism Center.
Okay.
And
Sergeant in the LVMPD. A sergeant in the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
yes, yeah. Then all day we were scared. Like the night was very difficult night because we couldn't sleep. Every movement, every light, every car like triggered our thinking that, what is going to happen next. So we had anxious feelings. My heart was pumping. I became kind of like fainting. My eyes, they start hurting. So I don't know what that light was. Was it a taser? Was it laser? I don't know. But the effect of it really affected my general well-being. So we went to the kitchen close to 6 o'clock on Monday to prepare our dinner because Berge eats at 7 o'clock. He's diabetic, he eats like right on the dot. I went to the kitchen, he came after me. Then we heard, then I saw this light again. Like very strong knock. Then when I looked through the window, I saw, oh my God, like people in uniform. And then I saw many cars, but I didn't see
What type of cars?
Huh?
What type of
Police car, SUV. But I didn't see all the cars because there was a blockage, like the wall.
Right.
And knock on every window, open the door, open the door. I said, why should I open the door? We need to do welfare check. I said, what about welfare check? He said, oh, your neighbors, they are so worried about you that they haven't seen you. I said, now you are hearing a real woman, a real man talking to you. I want to see your face, he said. This is why I want you to open the door. I opened the blind. I said, this is my face. He put this light again.
The police officer.
The police officer. I felt almost like being blind or getting something, my entire system. I said, if you came here to check my welfare, like,
we're good. You're alive, obviously.
yeah,
so,
why are you
then
using
leave.
this light? It's going to blind me.
Yeah.
And I said, stop it, and I closed the blind. He kept asking my husband, what's your name, what's your name? My husband gave his name. I said, you are coming to my house. It's almost twice. Like, why are you asking his name? You must know where you are coming. And then I said, my thinking of welfare and your thinking of welfare, it's opposite.
Right. Yep.
I am not going to open the door for you.
Right.
He said, like a lover, like signaling me to open the door. I said, no, I'm not going to open the door. Meanwhile, Stephen came. And he said, don't you ever open the door.
Good asset to have.
He said good asset to have.
Yeah.
It's a good asset to have.
He's very I just met him recently. I saw him in the past, but not, so much these few days. I thank you very much, honestly. Friends in need is a friend indeed. And thank you for serving our country,
Thank you.
Like you gave us peace of mind. You gave the children peace of mind. I thank you. So, again, they gave this light from the front door. I said to him, if I had only this area, the front door and a small living room, you would have damaged me by now with this light. Please, I said, I'm not going to open the door. And then the good news came from Steve. He said, now I'm walking towards your front door. Open the door to me because they are all gone. I said, how many? He said, about 7?
7 to 12 police officers.
Yes, 7.
So let me ask you this question. Did this encounter with Metro, did that come after Vem was arrested in California?
Vem was released already. Vem called me 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
All right.
And he keeps, informing me. Like we keep in touch together because I know what he does. Not everybody can do for a better living of our community. Yeah. So we follow each other. Okay. That night, I didn't see him after 5 p.m. Saturday. I said maybe he's busy with the rally. Then maybe he met friends. This is why. The more I looked at his social media, when I didn't see him, I started worrying about him. Then he called me, Mom, he said, I need your help. I was arrested, and he gave me the detail. So, but by Sunday night, when the policeman or the man in uniform came in, they already knew that Vem was released. They already knew that there was nothing serious. So they knew about it. If we think that, they didn't know about it on Sunday, then what about Monday? Monday, it was all over in the newspaper, in the media, like television, YouTube, everywhere, that Vem was released. And they mentioned about 5,000 bail, but he didn't pay any bail, so that was a false news. And before he left, he showed me his invitation. Before he left, he said, Mom, I'm taking my gun with me. I said, be safe, because I believe in carrying gun. I was traveling once with them. We got hungry and we stood somewhere to have a bite.
Sorry, Silva, I want to just stick to what happened
No,
here.
why the gun is important.
Yeah, but
okay,
just
yeah.
stick to what happened here.
So your question, everybody knew Vem was released. Why did they come to bother us? What was their motive? And we are not part of what happened. So what did they expect from us? Then, if they needed to know how we feel, all it takes them to give us a call. We are worried. Are you safe? Is your husband safe? Do you need help? Not with 7 cars, 15, 16, after like senior citizen, that we have done nothing wrong. Personally, I don't even have a driving ticket, parking ticket, or a speeding ticket. I had the best insurance with the best price, and no citation, nothing. Clear record. I was discharged from nursing, like I finished my service in nursing, not with one error, like everything was done as perfect as possible. So still, I can't sleep. Still, it's a trauma. The war in Lebanon, the civil war, where I treated patients, we didn't even have gloves. You have a patient, you have to save the life. You don't look for gloves. Or when I had to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, it was direct mouth-to-mouth. We didn't have anything like to use. Like everything was kind of impossible to find. Like I'm more traumatized now than what I had seen with my eyes in the war. And I treated patients that they belong to different parties, different political parties. At times, I had no room but to put all of them in one room with different parties, and I don't want any fight. We work hard to save life. You don't fight here. When you get discharged, up to you. But here, you don't. So this was such a trauma, like I really don't know how to deal with it. Every little noise, it's making me itchy. I haven't slept well, just in between when I get extremely exhausted during the day. I relax a little bit, but my mind, my eye, like it's haunting me, this experience.
Benji?
Okay, I can briefly go over the episodes. It started Sunday evening, as my wife said, roughly around 7 p.m., when our doorbell rang. Now, because we live in a gated community and there is a security guard, always if somebody is going to visit us, they call us and notify us. So I started getting worried, who is this person that is ringing our bell and knocking on the door quite strongly, almost at the tune of breaking it. And also, as she said, he was directing flashlight inside, looking, and then went to the windows and started knocking on the windows. This episode took about 10-15 minutes, but we hid in the kitchen. And when he left, afterwards, we could get some sleep, try to get some sleep. The next morning, we saw a card, a policeman's card from Metropolis, and it specifically stated that this is a counter-terrorism office. I said, what the hell is going on? Counter-terrorism? Why did they come to our house? we are elderly people. I'm 81, my wife is 77, and we don't deal with politics or terrorism at all. Anyhow, Sunday went by, and in the evening, again, we heard ringing our bell and knocking on the door quite strongly, and going around knocking on the windows. That's when I got very worried, and for our safety, we called Steve, who was kind enough to rush and come to our house, and we didn't open the door at all. And Steve talked to the policeman, and they said that they are worried about they pretended that somebody from our neighbors had called them, worrying about our welfare. And he said that they want to see you. So I opened the shade, and the two policemen came, put the flashlight on, and I said, my first question is, do you have a search warrant? They said, no. If you don't have search warrant, I'm not going to open the door, I told them. But they said, but we need to see you and check your hand. I said, no, I don't open the door as long as you don't have a search warrant. And I said, you want our welfare? Here we are, both of us. We are safe. You can go now. And in the meantime, my wife called the neighbors, and nobody has called the police. So it was a total lie. And they kept on banging, but we didn't open the door. And also, Steve talked to them and explained that they'd have no right of coming inside our house, and that we are not going to open the door. And so finally they left, and Steve called us that they have left and came in. But this was total harassment. It was traumatizing experience for two elderly people. And we had to file a complaint against the police department that they came and disturbed our peace, as well as put us in a very traumatic situation. And we are having now nightmares, also unable to go have peaceful sleep for the last few days.
Thank you. So, Jim, I'm more like the host and the witness at the same time. So, let me explain my point of view, what took place on that particular night. Vem Miller's parents contacted me on Sunday, telling me that they received a business card on their door from a Metropolitan Police Officer Sergeant in the Anti-Terrorism Task Force. At this time, their son was already released from jail. At this time, FBI said that there was nothing founded here, and there was no case of any type of attempted assassination on the president, that it was unfounded. So right away, I'm like, why is the Anti-Terrorism Task Force from Metro come into their house to harass them? And they live here in Nevada, and the alleged situation took place in California. It just didn't make any sense to me. So I asked the parents if they want me to call, and they say, well, I should get a hold of them and find out. But by this time, Monday rolled around, and the parents called me up and say, hey, police officers are surrounded our house. So I'm like, what the hell is that about? You know what I mean? So I go over there, and there was between 7 to 12 police officers, all in uniform. There was about six or seven squad cars there, all sports utility vehicles. So I parked, and I walked through the sea of officers. So I am about to head on to their property, and one of the cops, Sergeant LeGraw, capital L, small letter E, capital GROW, whoa, where you going? Where you going? I'm like, what do you mean where I'm going? Where you going? I'm like, I'm going over here to this house. Why, do you know them? I said, apparently. why, if I didn't know him, why would I be going there? I went through 2 security gates to get here. Of course I know him. Well, you can't go. You got to come off the property. I'm like, what is this, a crime scene? What do you mean I got to come off the property? And they're like, wait a minute. So do you know them? I said it again. I'm like, yeah, I know them. What do I got to get off the property? There's no yellow tape here. What's going on? Well, we're here for a welfare check. I said, a welfare check? I just spoke to them. There's nothing wrong with them. What are you here for a welfare check? I said, when was the last time it took 7 to 12 officers to show up for a welfare check? I'm like, this is not no welfare check. This sounds like intimidation. This sounds like elder abuse. It sounds like you're just trying to have access to the house. So why would you want access to the house? I mean, this is not even your jurisdiction. I mean, allegedly, this happened in California. Why are you here? This is a federal matter, if any. If it's a federal matter. Where's the U.S. Marshal? Where's the FBI? Where are them? You have no jurisdiction to go to their house. This is not no welfare check. I'm like, what the hell are you bullshitting? So anyways, I call up the parents. I said, hey, there's like a whole bunch of police officers out here. Neighbors already outside looking. And you know how neighbors.
Right, yeah.
And it's embarrassing for neighbors to come out. Police surround your house. It makes you look like a criminal, right? Anyways, I get on the phone. I say, hey, there's 7 to 12 officers here. They want access to your home. They're claiming that it's a welfare check, but it's not a welfare check. Don't let them in your house. They don't have a search warrant. If they did have a search warrant, they would have kicked the door. So they don't have any legal reason to be here. No legal reason to be here. So anyways, they overheard me. So what did they do? They think they're smart. So they go and call the owner of the house because they're renting the property. So they call the owner of the house. So the owner pulls up in a big white truck, pulls up, about ready to step outside to go to the house. And then I call them again. And I mean, my voice is loud, right? So I deliberately want to be loud, right? I want them to hear me. So I'm on the phone and I said, hey, the owner is here. Don't let them in the house either because you guys have a lease agreement.
Right.
So don't let them in the house. So when Officer LeGros heard me say that, he goes, I'm going to arrest you for obstruction of justice. I said, what do you mean you're going to arrest me for obstruction of justice? Obstruct what? This is not a crime scene.
Yeah, a welfare check is not a crime scene.
I know, and you're here on a welfare check. I said, this is not a crime scene. I said, so are you stifling my First Amendment right? I said, or are you telling me that I can't give them legal advice, although I'm not an attorney, but I can't give them legal advice? Is that what you're saying? Then the other cop comes, I don't know his name. He goes, well, you got to back up. So I went over to my truck and I called up 2 attorneys and I explained to them what happened on voicemail. And then I call up a judge and I'm over here talking to the judge. I'm like, hey, judge, there's about 7 to 12 cops out here. It's probably one of the most safest places in Clark County right now, wasting taxpayers' time and resources when they could be out there, catching criminals like robbers, murderers, rapists, or something like that. They could be out, but no, they're over here. They're over here trying to abuse their authority. They're over here trying to intimidate, and they're abusing the elderly folks that live there. I said, what kind of bullshit is that? So I'm saying it loud because I want them to hear me. So anyways, 4 cops come towards me, even the Sergeant LeGros, and I remember that name completely, Sergeant LeGros, and they come towards me, and one of the cops goes, what's your name? I said, why do you need to know my name? Why do you need to know my name for?
Taxpaying citizen, that's what I would. That's all I would.
I told him, I said, hey, my name is Steve. What's your name? You're not going to tell me your name? So anyways, we started talking, and I said, look here. You had no right to be here. You know that welfare check, that's bullshit. I said, who said that there's a welfare? Who called you? I said, the only one that would call would be me or their son, which is in California. I said, who called you? And then he wouldn't tell me. I said, it's a secret? I said, since it's a secret not to tell somebody who called for a welfare check? When did that become a secret? I've never heard of such a thing before. So I said to him, I said, look here, we all know it's bull crap, okay? You're not here on a welfare check. You're here to intimidate these people. You're here to gain access to the house. That's what you're here for. This is not a welfare check. And then he goes, I said, I just got off the phone with a judge. I said, you heard him. I said, you know what? My next phone call is going to be to the sheriff. And then he goes, the Sergeant LeGras, oh, we have enough here. We have enough here. I said, you have enough of what? What did you have enough of? Tell me, what did you accomplish besides harassing these folks? What did you accomplish? You accomplished nothing. All you accomplished is wasting tax dollars when you should be patrolling the streets. You're already harassing these folks. That's the only thing you accomplished, right? So then they left. They left.
So fast, yeah.
All 12 of them got in their squad cars and left. So the moral of the story, folks, is know the law, know your rights. Just because somebody has a badge and a gun, that doesn't make them right. And what pisses me off, Jim, is that Sergeant LeGras is a liar. He lied to me. I mean, a law enforcement's supposed to be above approach,
Yeah.
tell the truth. This guy lied. Not only did he lie to me, he threatened me with arrest because I was giving him sound legal advice and he didn't like it.
Yeah.
So he threatened me with an arrest, telling me that I'm obstructing justice. The only justice I was obstructed was his lies. That was the only justice I was obstructed.
Yeah.
So know your rights, stand your ground. And that's why we're bringing this to your attention. We did a podcast earlier, but it was a lot of kids running around. It was a little bit hard to hear. So I figured let's do it again and make it clearer and people could understand that just because a police officer is knocking at your door, that doesn't mean you need to let him in. You don't need to let him in. Because why is he there anyway? If you didn't call 911 or 411, he doesn't have any reason to be there. No legal reason to be there at all.
Actually, I just brought that up. And this is one of the reasons why I was Googling. To request a welfare check, you have to call 311, actually, non-emergency contact, and then give the address. So, and then when the officer comes to your door, he has to give you the request PIN number. They actually have PIN numbers for this. The exact PIN number of who requested the welfare check and what exactly the welfare check encompasses. So that's on the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's website.
The reason why they didn't provide any names is because there is no name.
Right.
It's because that cop, Sergeant LeGras, is a liar. That's all. Plain and simple. He's a liar, and he should be disciplined for that severely. So we filed, and all three of us filed a complaint with Metro's internal affairs, and we're also going to file a complaint with the Citizens Review Board. So, and one thing I've noticed, if you put these things under the rug and you don't say anything about it, what happens? They do it to the next person. They do it to the next person. And next time they might even be more abrasive and more abrasive. And this is how innocent people get killed.
Yes, very true.
So what happens if Mr. Miller was at the house? What they were going to do, draw on him? They were going to open fire on him? And this is ludicrous. So there you have it.
It's very true.
Anything I say that
No, it's very true.
Yeah.
And the damages it caused on our mental health, on our
Emotional.
physical health, I cannot describe. Like, two of us, we haven't slept a good night sleep, We are up, we look at each other. Then we are up again, we look at each other like no reason to go through this. Like, nobody should go through this.
And I just wanted to add on another note is that I did contact Sheriff McMahill. He explained he was out of town, and I did do a verbal complaint. He explained that he has elevated the complaint to his chief, and he also explained that the cops will not be at these folks' home again unless they call the cops. They're not going to like voluntarily show up unexpectedly, unannounced. So Sheriff McMahill, thank you so much for doing that. You're a great sheriff. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay. Thank
So, you have anything else, sir?
No. Maybe I should say that.
You can say it.
I can say
Yeah.
about them that the FBI and Secret Service immediately dismissed that there was any assassination attempt. On top of it, Attorney General said that Trump was okay, nothing happened to him, and this person was working, Vem Miller was working for Trump. And he had a genuine invitation from the Trump
campaign to be where he was.
Yeah.
And another thing, if local police cannot just pop up to your house for something that happened or allegedly happened in another state, they need to be accompanied by the U.S. Marshal or the FBI because they have no jurisdiction what takes place allegedly in another state. None. There you have it.
Yep. Oh, 100%.
Anything else, Jim?
No, I just want to say I just really try to get some better sleep. I know it's hard based on what you guys went through, but yeah, and I guess I will make a little bit of a political statement on this one. You kind of alluded to what country you were originally from, but this stuff shouldn't happen in the United States of America.
No matter what country you're from.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like that was the whole purpose behind this country. And now you got, and I'm not going to say the political party, but you have a political party in this country that is actually, using the Department of Justice to go after people that don't agree with them politically, and that's just it's just wrong.
Yeah,
This shouldn't happen in the United States of America. And good thing for us, we have people like Steve Sanson that won't tolerate that. Yeah, he showed up at your door, and cops don't like seeing Steve because he knows his rights and he exercises them, and he understands how the law works.
We are very happy that we knew about Steve, and he could intervene. Otherwise, I don't know what these counter-terror policemen were going to do to us.
Maybe probably, he showed up for a welfare check too.
Probably,
he showed up for welfare.
What I suspect, they would have ransacked our house and walked away with our stuff. But thank God we didn't have to leave them in.
And Officer Tulio Pandulo, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Sergeant for the Southern Nevada Counterterrorism Center. Did you also show up for a welfare check as well the day before you sent 12 cops to show up to their house? I just want to know because these are unanswered questions, and hopefully that IA report will answer some of the questions for us. We want to know why you were at their house, period. Tell us, and then we want to know who sent you. Those are
who are behind him.
Yeah, who sent you, and why did you show up? And why are you breaking the law?
Yes.
Why are you breaking the law? FBI wasn't with you. U.S. Marshals wasn't with you. You have no jurisdiction. Why are you breaking the law?
Yes. Why was he there so aggressively? Yeah.
Anything else you want to say, Benji?
Thank you.
Else you want to say?
Thank you. We appreciate the work you're doing.
Yeah. Jim?
No, I'm good. I just thank you both for coming in. It's a very emotional situation that you guys were put through, unfortunately, by illegal actions. Allegedly, I got to say that, by the Metropolitan Police Department. But thank you guys very much for being willing to come in and speak about it candidly on air. It's not an easy thing to do. So thank you both very much.
Well, Jim, thank you for coming in on this special episode. Benji, Silva, thank you so much for being on the show, being brave souls to come and do it. And Sergeant LeGras, Metropolitan Police Station, you should be charged with elderly abuse as well. This is Steve Sanson, Jim Jonas of Veterans in Politics. Until next time.